Well, hello there, my friends. This is Joanna. Welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Well, how about this crazy pendant? It is so not me to play with bright colors, and you guys know it. And something has come over me, and I had to make it. And actually, I'm totally loving it. I'm wearing it today, and it's just so happy. It really puts a smile on my face. So let me show you guys how I made it. You will not believe how easy it comes together. So let's go. Okay, so I'm starting off by creating a skinner blend. Once the skinner blend is done, I roll it out on the thinnest setting of the pasta machine. When it's nice and thin, I place it on a piece of black clay, which is also rolled out on the thinnest setting of the pasta machine. And then I have gold. The gold is also rolled out on the thinnest setting of the pasta machine. So I have this sandwich. I have gold at the bottom. At the top of gold, there is black, and then I have my Skinner blend. Now, the Skinner blend are the four colors, which are gold. I used a pearl, purple, and peacock pearl, and then apple green apple pearl. I'm not sure. I'm going to list all the colors for you guys. And now would be a good idea to roll it out on the pasta machine once again, but I didn't do it. However, I grabbed another piece of black clay, which is rolled out on the thickest setting of the pasta machine, and I put my sandwich on top just to give me some cushion for slicing. Now I'm grabbing my little cutter, my curvy, wavy ripple cutter. And I am practicing my cuts. This is what I'm going to go for. I'm going to be taking little nice cuts that are going to go through my Skinner blend, the black, and then the gold. I don't need to go beyond gold, but basically this is what I'm doing. You know, you kind of have to practice it, and as you can see, the further I go along, the better I'm getting at it. So practice does make it not perfect, but better, if you know what I mean. Now, you don't want to create those lines too long. The cuts should not be long. So kind of get your wrist and just do like little jabs, take little jabs at it, so to say, because your pendant, I mean, you want to see the cuts on it, but you also want to see the beginning and the end. I think it looks much nicer when you can see the beginning and the end. So just go ahead and have fun with it. You see that I took some practice cuts on top first, just to, you know, to figure out how it is going to look. And once you're done with one line, you're just going to cut it off. And this is probably like a little bit of an inch wide, maybe a little bit more, and then go for the next line. And you can see that my cuts by far are not perfect, but you know that my pendants are not perfect, and I don't need to I don't need to tell you guys that, but I'm having a blast here. It's just so much fun to create those little nudges in the clay. And when I'm done with that line, I'm going to cut that one off. I'm making two pendants at the moment, and I'm grabbing the leftover clay. I'm just going to roll it out, and just to make sure that one side of my roll is going to be slightly thinner than the other side. Now I'm going to grab my little cut out pieces, and I'm going to roll them around my roll. Now I did a very bad thing. I wasn't paying attention to how the back looked, and you guys will see that it actually is going to show. So just take your roll and just cover it in your Skinner blend that has been already cut out. So just take it and just play with it, and you're warming up the clay at this point, and you're going to be shaping it. So you basically want one side to be definitely thinner than the other. And with the first pendant, when I was putting it together, I didn't roll it out enough. So that's all the rolling that I did, and you know, I put the pendant together and then I realized, and then I went back and I had to fix the problem. And I'll show you guys that in just one moment. But there you have it. I felt that, you know what, I think that I can probably start rolling and shaping the pendant just about now. And I didn't feel that I needed to do any more rolling. So there you have it. Here we go. The pendant is going to start coming together, and let's start rolling and creating the actual shape of the shell. Before I started doing that, I did make sure that the right side was way smaller because that's going to be my middle. And the rolling part is just so fun, and it comes together almost like very naturally. I was actually surprised how natural the shape came, but the clay was not as smooth as I would have wanted to be because I didn't roll it enough. And you'll see that it looks nice from far, from close up. It wasn't all that great. All those little cuts were almost like popping out. So I put it on the side and I worked on my second pendant, and that one I rolled out much better, and I really liked the way that looked, and I fixed my original pendant at that point. So let's just have fun with my second pendant. And once again, I should have really taken more time making sure that those ends underneath the pendant are pinched better, because it gives you a much nicer and cleaner back. My back by far was not clean. Thank goodness that this is just for me, the pendant, because I don't know if I could give it to anyone with such a ugly looking back. But just I want to show you guys that I'm using the same Skinner blend, but I rolled those pendants differently both times. The green is on the thicker part here, and the gold is on the thicker part on my first pendant. You can see that I undid my first pendant and I re-rolled it, and you can see that the green is in the middle. And just by having the same Skinner blend, you can just add such a different feel to the pendant, because they really do look different. And there you have it. They are ready to be put in the oven, baked at 270 degrees for half an hour. And once they are glazed, you can see they look so beautiful. And now it is going to be time to start glazing them. I'm not going to use resin. And yes, you can see how terrible the back looks on all of them. That's why I said, please take care of your back, because yeah, I definitely should have done it, but I didn't. And here's an additional one that I made with some scraps that I had laying around. Came out really nice as well. So let's get back to glazing it. So I'm going to use polyurethane gloss, and I'm going to show you. I'm not going to put the polyurethane on the small one so you guys can tell the difference. But the reason why I'm not using resin is because I didn't want to have the drips running off. Although, you know, I do love resin, but in the past I've been very, very happy with the gloss polyurethane. You don't get the exact same results as with resin, but it does the job. It does the job, especially on rounded edges like this one, or unusual shapes that you wouldn't want to use resin on. Okay, so here you can see the difference. On the left, you have the gloss polyurethane and no varnish on the right hand side. You can see how different the colors look. So now let's figure out how to hang those. How are we going to hang those pendants? I've seen people hang with the thick part at the bottom. I don't like it. I like the top, the thick part on top. So that's the way that I'm going to attach the little hook to my pendant. So I'm just taking my drill bit and I'm going to create a little notch in it. That's where I'm going to screw in my little screw, whatever they're called, the screw with the little circle, the ring on top. That's what I'm going to screw in there. I'm just making a little notch to get a nice start, because it's going to be much easier to put my screw into it. Now this pendant is by no means delicate, so you guys can really push that screw in just so that you get this nice, so it sits in there. Okay, so once it sits in there, you guys get pliers or you do it by hand, whatever works, just screw it in. And I'm thinking that maybe, I mean, some of you may want to use some kind of a glue in it. I don't think it's necessary, really. I mean, mine is so tight, it is not coming off for sure. That's why, you know, you want to screw the screw into your pendant rather than pre-drill and then put it in there. That way it really sits and it's permanent. It's funny, I said permanent, but honestly, there's nothing permanent on my pendants, as you guys, as you know. And the last piece is just to add some ring to it so I can put my rope through it, and your pendant is going to be ready. It's very easy peasy, pumpkin squeezy. There you go, pumpkin squeezy. See? I love pumpkins. I should have said lemon squeezy, but I said pumpkin squeezy. Oh my gosh, that cracks me up. Okay, so there you have it. The pendant is ready, or both pendants are ready. I love the way they came out. I really do. It is so unusual. When I was making them, I'm like, I don't know if I can wear it. And I'm wearing it and I'm loving it right now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was just such a fun technique to try. You know, after so many years of working with clay, you want to try new things and new techniques, and I'm really surprised that I dared to play with brighter colors, and I'm really glad that I did. So what do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments below, and my friends, till next time. Ta-ta.